Melvin Bonez Estes, stars as a ruthless drug dealer named Bruce in the highly popular HBO drama Euphoria. Fans of the show were terrified for Rue, Fez, and Faye when Bruce threatened their lives during a late-night stop gone wrong and forced the characters to strip off their clothes and prove that they were not wired. Fans of the show could also not stop talking about how much they loved Bruce's now iconic dance moves. Melvin's rise to starring in the biggest show on television is a fascinating one. He hails from the streets of Baltimore, where he got into some bad things such as selling drugs, gangbanging, drug addiction, and going to jail. But Melvin was able to overcome his bad choices and eventually found sobriety. During sobriety, Melvin has written 2 books, gotten discovered by and landed an agent, worked with some of the biggest celebrities in the world, and has become a sought-after and respectable Hollywood actor. He has done all of this while remaining humble and never forgetting his roots. Please welcome Melvin Bonez Estes to the hot seat. Okay, so you grew up in Baltimore, in the Baltimore area, and got into some trouble when you were younger. I know you struggled with addiction, gang banging, selling drugs, and you were in and out of jail. Eventually, you were able to turn your life around. What helped you to overcome these struggles, and what advice do you have to other people who may be struggling with the same things that you went through?
Well, pretty much it was, family,
Mhm.
family. And I guess, you get to a point to where you get really tired of it, you know, and, the streets kind of take your life away. I mean, it literally will, take your soul if you're not careful. And, Baltimore, man, it's a pretty tough place. It really is. And the streets ain't kind, especially when you're in that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
And to give advice to all those other people is surround yourself with positivity, man. Love yourself, and that kind of takes you to a degree to where you can love others, respect others. That's regardless of what it is. You got to make better choices in life because that's what's going to pretty much determine your future, your outcome. And that's what I did, and I was able to you know, move forward, progressively, in a better light too.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. So you're not just a talented actor, but you're also a talented writer. I did take a look at the book on Amazon. Now you've written a book under an alias name called The Cross and the Crescent. The book is a mythical tale with aspects of religion and vampires, which is really interesting. Can you tell me a little about the book and what inspired it?
Well, that was funny. I was with a female companion at the time, and she was we were addicts at that moment, and so she was like, you've got talent, you can write, and she kind of inspired that book to be written. So when I got clean, I went ahead and I wrote that novel, and that actually helped me stay off the streets.
Yeah.
And so once I focused myself around a project, uh, I wrote that book at my daughter's house. And, at 240 some pages later, here it is, it was a novel, and it inspired me to write, my second book.
Mm.
So it helped. It really became sort of like medicine for me, to stay off the street, kept me occupied. So I was very proud of those books, very proud. And that led to a lot of other things that kept me sober, kept me clean. I've been clean now for 7 years. February will be 7 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you landed a big role in season 2 of the wildly popular HBO show Euphoria, playing Bruce. Bruce is a ruthless drug dealer who terrifies Rue, Fez, Faye, and Ashtray while they are out one night. How did you land the role of Bruce?
Well, this actually it comes from a young lady. She's a talent scout from New York, and her name is Abby Harry. And we met on a small indie film back in, like, I think it was like 2017, I think it was. And the indie film was called Solars Point, which was filmed right here in Baltimore, Maryland, right in my neighborhood actually.
Yeah.
And met her. I got a small part on the in this film. Met her, and she was like, you got this look, this street look. So, kind of, was like, okay, you sometimes you just don't believe it, you
Mhm.
know. But she sent me to New York about a year later, maybe a little less than a year. I actually, a lot of people don't know this, but I actually, when I did the audition up in New York City, it was for the part Mouse,
Wow.
and which was in season one, which I didn't know at the time, and didn't get the part. And later on, um, I think it was like about almost another year, I get a call from Alan Neil Scott, who is also from JVA Casting in New York. And he was like, "Hey, man, we got this perfect part for you out in LA." And so I did a video audition, and they loved it. And come to find out, Sam Levinson and his family's right from Baltimore. So it was a really big connection. And, I get out there and come to find out, if my memory is correct, um, Sam had made a gesture that they were holding this part off just for my image,
Mhm.
and here I am, and it's an amazing journey to get from where I came from up to the point now. Here I'm out in Hollywood, you
Right.
know, and meeting some great people, and for the project, for addiction,
Yeah.
struggles from the street, um, pretty much things that the younger crowd deals with,
Mm.
and here I am a part of it. I lived it, you
Yeah.
know, and for years I was a heroin addict, was on the street gang banging and all this other, and I'm like, in this element, where wow, maybe I can put some of my past to good use,
Yeah.
and maybe wake people up and say, hey, this ain't the right route. This
Mhm.
is actually what could happen. You know, you get into trouble, serious trouble. And as Zendaya is in some serious shit right now.
Yeah.
She's it's not good. And season three looks like it's going to be explosive. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so looking forward to it.
Now, in a standout scene in episode one, your character demands that Rue, Fez, and Faye strip off their clothes to make sure they aren't wired. What was the experience like of playing a character so intense? And was there anything that you did specifically to get into that character?
Yeah, that's funny because yeah, it did. It just took me back,
Yeah.
to some really bad moments, and to that time, and when I was banging and stuff like that. But me and Zendaya, we had talked several times during the takes, for this scene, and all the other cast members as well. We all, Fez, Angus Cloud, Chloe Cherry, we all got together, and I was a little rough at one time with Chloe,
Wow.
dragging her out of the car, and
Yep.
and there were several times I had to apologize to her, and Zendaya too, to apologize to her, for just being so. And if I was over, powering, or just, I was like, man, you gotta let me know. I don't want to hurt you, not like that. But they were like, hey, let's sell it,
Yeah.
and it was just amazing that they're so professional, in what they were
Yeah.
doing, and I had no problem in assisting in that at all. So the violence came pretty easy.
Yeah. You guys definitely sold that scene, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. So, what was it like? Everyone wants to know working with America's sweetheart Zendaya and, of course, the rest of the cast.
Man, can I find the words for that? She is just man, she's amazing.
Mm,
You know, just so warm, felt beautiful from the inside out,
yeah.
and really took her role serious. And I was, when I seen episode '05, I think it was,
Mm,
and her and the Jules confrontation, man, that was epic. And I was like, that's an Emmy right there. She really deserves an Emmy for that. And it was just so real when I seen the full season and all the episodes. And yeah, she killed it. But yeah, she's just so professional, so open minded, and willing to work um, on any suggestion that's made, within the scene. And like I said, we went over it several times during the takes, and I know we took what? Oh my God, man! It was at 20 takes at least,
wow.
and it was just, oh my God, man! It was a long day. It was 12 hours,
Oh my gosh.
especially for episode one. You
Right.
know, it was crazy. Crazy. Just, but she's great, man. I would love to see her in the future, you know, and I'm sure I will. You know, probably coming into season three, you know.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
again, I think we're not gonna, you know, we're not gonna let the fans down on this third season.
Oh my gosh, we're looking forward to it. What about the other cast members, such as Chloe and Angus Cloud?
Oh man, they're great. Chloe, you know, it's funny. I was very shocked to find that she was very intelligent. You
Yes.
know, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way.
Right,
I
right.
mean that in the way that I was like, wow, she's, you know, very knowledgeable. You know, and that was the beauty of her. You know, she was so down to earth. You know, and we had a really good time in between takes. Fez at Angus Cloud, man, it was like we were talking from the street. You know, and you know, we listened to all kind of music, you know, in between takes. You know, we chilled a lot, and it was just like meeting a homeboy from Baltimore, you know. And
That's
you know, Richie Merritt, of course, you know, he's from my hometown, you know. And so we all clicked, and there was such really good chemistry on set, you
mm,
know.
you could
And
really tell.
yeah, it was. And you know, the some of the just this the parts and the retakes, it got better as we continued to film, you know. And we got relaxed with each other, and kind of knew where everybody was at, which, you know, the improv, all that, you know. And it really turned out well. And like I said, again, it was the chemistry. You couldn't beat it, you know. It was on point. So
That's really good to hear, especially about Chloe. I feel like sometimes she gets a bad rap for not being maybe as intelligent. So that's really nice to hear.
no, she is. And I tell you, I hope a lot of people don't like, you know, and the one thing I don't like is stereotypes.
Mm,
'Cause I think everybody is beautiful. I
yeah.
really do. And regardless of who you are, female, male, gender, whatever, I think you're beautiful. And everybody is a somebody,
Hmm.
you know. And she is. And she was just another just so charming, amazing young lady. And it was great. It was really great working with her. And all of them, every one of them had a very good vibe, you know. And I'm all about the positive vibes, you know. I kind of came to learn that low places don't work out for me, you know, and I went through that. And I'm hoping everybody, you know, out there, even, you know, in your podcast and people that I encounter is aware that that don't work, man.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta look up and keep moving up, keep moving forward. You know, and
Yeah.
keep that heart open. And I'm all about giving hugs these days. You know, I'm not.
Yes.
You know, all that's gone. But I love playing the character and or any character of that nature because it comes easy for me. But yeah, she's a beautiful individual.
Wow, that's so nice to hear. So everyone in the Euphoria fandom is talking about Bruce's iconic dance moves. Were you directed to do those?
Yes, yes. Sam Levinson, he's brilliant, man. I mean, he's we did that. I think we had like 6 takes, and he came on set between the take, and he was like, "Hey, he's like, why don't you try dancing around a little bit? Have you ever seen Reservoir Dogs?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you know." And he says, "You remember when Mason did the dance when before you know cut the cop's ear off?" I was like, "Yeah, I do. I remember that." And he says, let's kind of put that in and see how it works. And I tell you what, it amazed me that I've seen some of the reviews at out there in Hollywood that they compare that to a Quentin Tarantino film,
Wow.
that episode, you know, and which was a very honor. It was amazing to hear that, you know, that scene was being, you know, interlinked with, you know, Tarantino's type filming style.
Yeah.
And it was great. I love doing that scene. One of my favorite songs too, you know. And man, it was like, damn, this is, and then we nailed it, you know. And
Yeah.
I was, and to this day, I still got people around Baltimore. You know, I'll go out and there's not no like restaurant, bar, any place public. People recognize me, you know, and that's the first thing they bring up. You know, it's like, yeah, we love those dance moves, you know. And I'm like, all right, that's cool shit.
They
So
can't get enough of them.
yeah, you can't, man. So that's going to probably much resonate and echo throughout the series and the seasons of Euphoria. It's going to be right up there in the top 5.
Yes, definitely. What would you like to see from your character in season 3? Do you think you want to see more intensity, a redemption arc maybe?
More intensity.
Yes.
I think there's so many avenues that they can take right now, and that could get really, really bad. But for the ratings, it would go through the roof.
Yes.
Yeah, it would send the fans, like just over the hill, ecstatic, shocked,
Hmm.
So yeah, a lot of shock therapy should be implied, in season 3, especially with my character.
Yes.
And we all know, and everybody knows that we know who she is, we know where she lives,
Hmm.
and I'll just leave it there.
Oh
You
my gosh, we're scared for Rue.
So yeah, this is going to get quite interesting.
Oh my gosh. So what is your favorite episode or scene from season 2 of the show?
I'm not going to be biased, but honestly, I like episode 05, where it was just Zendaya's epic just delivery
Hmm.
was amazing. When I seen it for the first time, I was like jaw dropped
Yeah.
by how she performed, how an addict really functions,
Yeah.
and how she went after friends and family, and just it was just I went through stuff just like that,
Yeah.
and I remember being that kind of individual, to where I kind of ostracized myself, from family and friends, and you go to a very dark place with addiction, and man, and the only friend you got is that drug, you know. Life becomes that. How can I say it? It becomes that road. It's everything. It's every existence of yourself is now that drug. And when I watched her do that scene, it was like, wow, man, that was like, damn, that blew me away, man.
Right.
It was just amazing, amazing part.
That's
So
actually the highest rated episode from season 2 as well.
yeah, I seen it and I got the call. Well, from New York, they had, who was it? Was it a text? It might have been a text, but they were saying, that episode 1 was like 2.5 million views just in episode 1 alone. And I was like, wow, man, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't fathom that, 05 and 01 became just
Yes.
like the most watched and viewed episodes. And then at the end of the season, it was like 15 million people,
Hmm.
which it doubled season 1.
Yeah.
And I was ecstatic. I couldn't believe it, that this series is like number 2 underneath Game of Thrones. So yeah, really looking forward to season 3 on this. And we're gonna try to take it to 25 mil.
Oh my gosh. Oh, the fans will love that.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, gotta send a shout out to all the fans. You, the fans. I mean, if it wasn't for y'all, man, this wouldn't happen.
Yes.
You guys are blessed and amazing, man. And
Thank you
it
so
is.
much.
It's a real pleasure meeting you,
Thank
Bianca. I mean,
you.
when you reached out, it was like, wow, okay, I can do this. And I'm all about the underdogs. I really am.
Yes.
I was there. I was once an underdog, and hey, if I can help, I'm gonna help.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. And I appreciate it too. I don't ever expect anyone to say yes when I reach out to them. So I say I'm so honored and surprised when people are like, yes, I'd love to do it.
No, it's. I was flattered, and honored to when you actually proposed it, and I would do another one with you.
Yes.
As many as you'd like, I'd do it.
Oh my
We
gosh.
can we can go into other subjects.
Yes.
From just drugs or addiction and even the street life.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, I'm open. I'm open to for any conversation you'd like to propose.
And that's good to hear because I was about to say there's so much to talk about with Euphoria, outside of Euphoria. I don't know if you saw my other interview. I did an interview with a young lady named Chloe May, and she was so deeply inspired by this series. And she's only 18 right now, and how it inspired her to even get off of drug addiction.
Wow. Well, that's great. It's a tough journey. Don't get me wrong, but you can do it. You just got to put your mind to it. And anything. At one time, I thought the impossible was just that,
Hmm.
and now the impossible has now become the possible.
Yeah.
And I'm so driven now. With family, and I get calls all the time. To go talk at NA meetings in Baltimore, or a friend of mine knows somebody that's struggling with addiction,
Mm.
and believe me, I'll drop everything just to help. And they're like, wow, we know you. Oh, HBO, yeah, we know who you are. It gets crazy, and it's just like they wouldn't think somebody of that magnitude would have time for them.
Hmm.
I believe everybody is worth the time.
That's so
Yes,
good to hear. Yeah.
it is.
I feel like Hollywood actors get a bad rap. They're full of themselves, narcissists. So
Hmm.
it's nice to hear that like you don't feel that way.
No, not at all. I'm not, I'm more of a simple man, and like I said, I came from that world. A lot of these people, some of them, and I'm not knocking nothing, but a lot of them are born into that lifestyle.
Yes.
Okay, and it's a different approach. I get it. I really do. And but for me, I came, right from the street,
Mm.
literally in the streets of Baltimore, and was raised around all that, and so it feels good to come back, give back, and let people know that, hey man, I'm just a phone call away for real, you
Yeah.
know. And I might be in LA filming, or I might be here, there, whatever. But I still, in my time off, I got time for those people, So yeah, maybe a Keanu Reeve type
Yeah.
individual,
Yes. Another great person.
Yeah, he's amazing, man. He's a great guy.
Euphoria has had a lot of controversy behind it. Some find it too chaotic, while some find a lot of truth in it. The Guardian recently called it the most loved and hated show on TV. What do you think of that?
I can see where they're going with it,
Hmm.
and I guess it's a different taste for different people. You
Yeah.
can't win everybody over, that, and that's anything you do. But yeah, I can see that happening. When I talk to people out, I'll be out somewhere eating dinner, and somebody will recognize me, and and I'm like, it's kind of racy,
Yeah.
okay. I'll say that it pushes the envelope,
Hmm.
but there's a much, how can I say it? There's a story that needs to be told,
Yeah.
regardless of how dark it is, Bianca. I mean, it's got to be said, because this is a true pandemic.
Hmm.
The addiction has killed so many, my God, man, young people, beautiful people,
Yeah.
and there's just so much that can be done, but not the resources to do it. And I don't understand that at all. So yeah, and I'm like on that kind of crusade about that. I want to see people get better.
Right.
So health wise, mental wise, addiction wise.
Yes, definitely. Is there anything else that you would like to share?
Well, you're very beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and you're just it's. I'm so flattered to be a part of this. I really am, and just want to say hi to all the fans, and thanks for the support, man. Without you guys, we're at a zero.
Yes.
But and I want to send a shout out to my friends, my family. Three of my most favorite fans I actually work with all the time. Drew, Bonnie, Tyler, them guys, Brian Malone. They have stood beside me since day one, and just like my daughters and all, they were there since the beginning, and it's just amazing. It's great. I'm ecstatic about it, and yeah, man, let's see where we're going with this, right?
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you so much again for doing this. This has been an
Yeah, thank you, thank
absolute
you.
pleasure. I never thought when I was watching this new season that I'd be speaking to someone from the show. So
Nah, man, I'm glad to jump in on it, and like I said, I got an open door policy. So if you ever want to like hit me up, all I gotta do is give me a call.
definitely, I definitely want to stay in contact. I have your phone number, have your email address. Thank you so much again, Melvin. I totally appreciate you.
You're beautiful. Stay beautiful, Bianca.
Thank you. You as well. You have a great day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.